free on Apple Podcasts.
Freedom, a simple message on a simple sign. The protester being interviewed by local news before being confronted by police. The man tries to get away until officers finally detain him, forcing into one of the many buses used in the arrests of hundreds today, including journalists. The tense scenes outside the courthouse where President Putin's biggest critic appeared today saying, quote, "You cannot lock up the whole country." The full story right here tonight on Prime. After the storm, states now racing to reopen vaccination sites, but more rough weather is expected to affect deliveries as the distribution effort ramps up to the hardest hit communities. The White House directing shipments to pharmacies, and the latest research driving new concerns about the new variants of the virus. Searching for middle ground, Democrats in the House take the first steps toward a relief bill as President Biden rejects the Republicans' counteroffer. Senator Tim Kaine tonight on where things stand. Are you optimistic that there will be, in fact, a bipartisan COVID relief bill?
There's a lot of ways to get to bipartisan.
Immigration reset, the Biden administration turning a page on the Trump-era policies, but how? And will the executive actions have any teeth? Tonight, a closer look at one of the country's most complicated and pressing issues. The stunning announcement, one of the world's most powerful CEOs stepping down. Jeff Bezos, the man who started Amazon from his garage, building it into one of the most powerful companies ever, is handing over the reins. Why now? And a farewell to the captain, remembering Tom Moore, the centenarian who inspired the world when we needed it most. One final salute to him. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. Well, it's now been 50 days since the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine was administered in the United States. Since that time, more than 26 million Americans have received at least one shot. Sadly, though, in that same period, 145,911 Americans have died from COVID-19 while waiting for their turn. An important reminder of the life or death consequences of weather delays and botched vaccine rollouts. You may remember Queens nurse Sandra Lindsay. She was the first in America to get that shot of hope. At the time, she said, "I trust science and hope that she would be an inspiration for others." Since getting both doses, she now says that she works virtually free of fear. Right now, roughly 1.4 million Americans are getting vaccinated each day, but there's now a new push tonight to make the vaccine even more accessible. It involves your neighborhood pharmacy. Our Eva Pilgrim leads us off tonight with the details.
A push tonight to get vaccines to hard-hit communities. The White House announcing shipments of vaccines will begin going straight to select pharmacies starting next week.
This pharmacy program will expand access in neighborhoods across the country, so you can make an appointment and get your shot conveniently and quickly.
For now, some 6,500 pharmacies around the country will receive a total of 1 million doses of vaccine, crucial to combat more contagious variants now emerging. British officials going door-to-door testing.
Is it difficult to do?
UK scientists identified a few isolated samples of the UK variant with a mutation that's similar to the Brazilian and South African strains. And a new, troubling warning from experts here. If the South African variant becomes dominant, there's a risk of reinfection.
Even if you've been infected with the original virus, that there is a very high rate of reinfection to the point where previous infection does not seem to protect you against reinfection.
The variants threatening to bring on a deadly spike in cases across the country this spring. A new forecast projecting another 200,000 Americans could die in the next 3 months if safety protocols are not followed. The vaccine rollout gaining speed, but tonight only 7.8% of the U.S. population have gotten the vaccine. In Arizona, Gwen and Mike Elbert, together for 53 years, got the virus over Christmas. They died 8 days apart, saying goodbye over Zoom.
If we'd had that vaccination, just 4 or 6 weeks earlier, they would probably still be here with us.
The timing just heartbreaking there. Eva Pilgrim joins us now. And Eva, I want to get back to that positive news about the vaccine distribution. What else should people know before getting in line at their local pharmacy?
Well, Lindsay, these vaccines are going to very specific community pharmacies, ones that can reach those really hard-hit areas. If you're trying to get a vaccine, first make sure that you're eligible. Check with your state and local health department, and then you can reach out to your local pharmacy to see if they're participating in this and then make an appointment with them. We also have a list of those initial pharmacies that are part of this group where this rollout is happening on our website at abcnews.com. Lindsay?
Very helpful. Eva Pilgrim, thanks so much. And now to former President Trump's impeachment trial, which is set to begin 1 week from today. Tonight, we're getting a preview of the arguments. The House managers will argue that the former president was, quote, singularly responsible for the Capitol siege, while his legal team will claim that the trial is unconstitutional. Our Rachel Scott reports.
Tonight, in a sweeping 80-page brief, House Democrats laying out their case against Donald Trump, declaring him singularly responsible for the Capitol insurrection, calling it a betrayal of historic proportions. Democrats charge the former president whipped up a mob of supporters into a frenzy, pointing to these words.
Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
House prosecutors citing these videos obtained by Just Security as evidence of just how the crowd responded in real time to the president's words.
Take the Capitol! Take the Capitol right now!
Democrats argue Trump spent months laying the groundwork for the insurrection, flagging this moment from the first debate.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
And highlighting Trump's phone call, pressuring Georgia's Secretary of State to find enough votes to help him win.
So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
Tonight, Trump's lawyers responding, saying the former president did nothing wrong, claiming when he told this to his supporters,
We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
That he was talking about the need to fight for election security in general. They say the First Amendment entitles Trump to express his belief that the election results were suspect, claiming there is insufficient evidence to prove him wrong. That is not true. There have been multiple audits and recounts, and judges rejected more than 60 lawsuits from the president and his allies. Ultimately, Trump's lawyers insist the trial is unconstitutional since Trump is no longer in office. Most constitutional scholars disagree, and Democrats today argue if provoking an insurrectionary riot against a joint session of Congress after losing an election is not an impeachable offense, it's hard to imagine what would be.
Rachel Scott joins us now from Washington. Rachel, the bottom line here, 1 week until the trial begins, and Democrats don't seem to have the votes to convict.
They do not seem to have the votes. 45 GOP senators voted that the trial was unconstitutional. Only 5 voted to move forward. But today, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says that he is open to listening to the arguments. He says he has not made up his mind just yet, Lindsay.
Really significant when he weighs in with that. Okay, Rachel Scott, our thanks to you. And turning now to the urgent push to deliver COVID relief to the American people. Democrats in Congress started the process of going at it alone today with budget reconciliation. But this comes after President Biden and Republicans expressed some optimism after a bipartisan meeting last night at the White House. Our Mary Bruce joins us now from outside of the White House. Mary, the Biden administration is really trying to walk a fine line here, trying to compromise, but also start to train down the tracks, so to speak, of going at it alone. Can this work without turning off Republicans?
That's really the question here, and it certainly seems that Democrats and the White House are going full steam ahead to do this along party lines. There was that meeting here at the White House last night. Both sides described it as constructive and productive, saying they were listening to each other, but that meeting doesn't seem to have moved the needle much here. We know that the president today virtually chimed in on the Senate Democratic luncheon that happens every week, and his message to his colleagues on the Hill was to go big. He is adamant that they have to continue to pursue this nearly $2 trillion COVID relief bill. Of course, that's the big sticking point here for Republicans. They say that bill is just too big, it's too sweeping, but the White House clearly is not interested in slimming this down. And today I pushed them on, okay, well, where are they willing to compromise then? And they can't really outline any areas where they're willing to budge. So right now they are going full steam ahead to do this with just Democratic support, while still holding out hope that even though that's the route they're taking, that maybe they can convince a few Republicans to get on board. That is looking like a very high bar, though, Lindsay.
Yeah, most Republicans not willing to sign on to that $1.9 trillion price tag. Mary Bruce, our thanks to you.
Thank you.
Joining us now is Virginia Democratic Senator Tim Kaine. Thank you so much for your time tonight, Senator. Now, we had your colleague, Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, on last night. Right after he met with President Biden, he told us that the meeting was a success and that there is common ground. 24 hours later, are you optimistic that there will be, in fact, a bipartisan COVID relief bill?
Lindsay, there's a lot of ways to get to bipartisan. So today we started the process to do a bill by budget reconciliation, which is a tool that's been used for significant bipartisan legislation, the CHIP program, Earned Income Tax Credit. It's also been used for very partisan efforts, like the effort to get rid of the Affordable Care Act and the tax cut in the Trump administration. Our hope is we can use this process to quickly deliver sizable relief to an American public still suffering from COVID. And my belief is that the bill is going to have significant Republican priorities as part of the bill. I'm not going to make a prediction about whether Republicans will vote yes or no, but I think we can put together a bill that will meet the standards of what the American people expect, and it will include Republican priorities.
So you sound optimistic. The White House today said that the president still wants a $1.9 trillion relief package, and your colleagues in the Senate started the process to go it alone today. Republicans want $618 billion. Are both sides willing to give up something here in order to make this happen?
Well, I think that the challenge with giving up something off that top line is if you listen to the testimony of, say, Jay Powell, Fed chair, or former Fed chair and current Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, they're saying that we are in still dire circumstances from a health and economic standpoint, and the biggest danger to our country right now would be to go too small rather than too large. So the message that President Biden and Secretary Yellen gave to Democrats today in a conference call is go big, go soon, because the American public is still suffering. So I do think you'll see some Republican and Democratic disagreement about the top line, but I am inclined that we should go big because people are still suffering. But the component pieces of the bill can be very shaped by discussions of the kind that President Biden had with the Republican senators yesterday.
Well, one big sticking point with Republicans seems to be raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Your fellow Democratic Senator Joe Manchin has also said that he's not in favor of it. The pros and cons of the proposal aside, would it be worth kicking that can down the road a little bit if it meant a bipartisan bill? I believe it was Senator Cassidy who said yesterday, it doesn't matter how much you're going to get paid if you don't have a job.
Well, I'm a strong supporter in increasing the minimum wage, Lindsay. I know you guys have covered this. It's been so long since it's been raised, and we're in a situation now in much of the country. If you work full-time for minimum wage, and 2/3 of people who work full-time for minimum wage are women, and you have a couple of dependents, you will be at or below the poverty level in some, especially some high cost of living markets. I think we ought to have a minimum wage that's set at a level where you can work full time and with a couple of dependents not be below the poverty level. So I think we need to raise the minimum wage. Now, look, a reconciliation vehicle requires that you get 50 votes plus potentially a tiebreaker from the vice president. So if there are folks on the Democratic side, I support the minimum wage increase. If there are folks who don't, then that can complicate the path on using reconciliation for it. And I've heard the president say perhaps he'll narrow it down to raising the minimum wage for all the federal workforce, obviously federal employees, but also federal contractors. That would be something more within executive power to be able to do. So there's still a lot of options, and this will play out over the course of the next few weeks between now and early to mid-March.
And turning now to the impeachment trial set to begin next week, you had proposed an alternative censuring President Trump, but you backed off of that today. If it becomes clear that the former president will not be convicted, would you consider reintroducing that proposal?
Yes, Lindsay. Actually, I never introduced it. I've put it on the table for my colleagues to consider, and it's bipartisan. It's a bipartisan resolution under the 14th Amendment to the Constitution that would not only censure Donald Trump, but it would declare that the attack on the Capitol was an insurrection against the Constitution of the United States, and President Trump gave aid and comfort to the insurrectionists. What's the effect of that language? I believe the effect of that would be to bar President Trump from ever serving in office again, which is exactly the same effect that an impeachment conviction would have. The difference is you could do it with 60 votes rather than 67. Susan Collins and I developed this proposal. Bluntly, today, not enough Republicans will support it because they are not sure they want to put a hurdle in Donald Trump's way if he should ever run again, and not enough Democrats are going to support it because they think it should be conviction or nothing. Here's my hope. The idea is now out and everybody understands this. If we get into this trial next week, Republicans, I think, are going to see some graphic and gruesome evidence that might make them think, even if I'm not going to vote to convict, we have to do something. And Democrats might think, you know what, on this evidence, it would be a shame to have all the headlines say Trump acquitted again. Is there another alternative? So Susan Collins and I have a good faith alternative on the table that we think would have real practical consequences for a future Donald Trump candidacy. It doesn't have enough support now, but as we get into the trial, possibly people will look at it as an alternative.
Well, Senator Kaine, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lindsay.
President Biden continued his streak of signing multiple executive orders, this time focusing on immigration. However, today's actions did not address or outline how his administration plans to handle the millions of undocumented immigrants and those with temporary status who are closely watching him. Tonight, our Devin Dwyer has a look at Biden's plan for mass legalization and what it could mean for families and for the economy.
I feel relief.
At Rosabelle Flores Arbaiza's salon in Washington, D.C.'s Salvadoran community, the end of the Trump presidency has given way to fresh hope.
Right now, we are, like I say, standby because we don't know what's going to happen. But our hope is in the new administrations because that's what we're looking for, change.
Arbaiza earned her U.S. citizenship 30 years ago, but knows firsthand the fear that many of our undocumented neighbors and customers feel living in the shadows.
I was 2 years illegal in this country. Let me tell you, it's very difficult.
You know what it's like.
I know what it's like. They've been good people. Why they have to go back? If they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I know they have 20, some of them, years living here, living with this fear. They're going to send me back home. What about my families? So I think that for me, is the better way is to, let them here.
Legalization of undocumented immigrants in the U.S. is getting a fresh look thanks to President Joe Biden, who sent a proposal to Congress on his first day that would immediately lift the threat of mass deportations.
Me llena de emoción.
It fills me with emotion to hear that this new president is including us, agricultural workers, in his immigration proposal. Finally, we don't have to be afraid.
The U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021 would create an 8-year pathway to citizenship in the most sweeping immigration overhaul in more than 35 years. The plan would require undocumented residents to pass criminal background checks, pay taxes, and wait 5 years just to apply for a green card. If they pass additional security checks, learn English and U.S. civics, then they could apply to become citizens 3 years after that.
The bill that they're sending to Congress replaces the word alien with non-citizens, right? That alone is not symbolic. That is actually transformative.
Some immigrants would be fast-tracked under the Biden plan, like hundreds of thousands of farm workers, recipients of temporary protective status, or TPS, and dreamers, like Gracia Martinez Rosas.
Yeah, I came to the U.S. at a young age with my mom and my dad. They were Southern Baptist preachers in Dallas, Texas. And I've been in the immigrant justice movement since I was a senior in high school. I think that this is actually long overdue.
Thank you for our fight together.
Rosas leads a movement of more than 1 million dreamers, many of them recipients of DACA, who have bipartisan support for permanent legal status. But it's something only Congress can extend.
This is not a political game for us. This is about our lives. And what is clear from the Obama years, what is even more clear from the Trump years, is that the country and the government cannot lead with detention and deportation.
The window of opportunity is narrow, with Democrats holding the slimmest majority in Congress in decades. Many Republicans are already trying to kill the bill in its tracks.
At a time when 10 million Americans are still out of work or struggling to get the hours they need, Joe Biden, through his legislation, wants to give amnesty to 15 million illegal immigrants.
We've seen it again and again in history that if you reward the behavior of those coming across illegally, it's going to keep happening.
A Fox News survey of voters in the 2020 election found 71% believe most undocumented immigrants should be offered a chance to apply for legal status. 29% said they should be deported. Most economists say mass deportation would be a blow to the economy, though the full impact of mass legalization is less clear. Many immigrants working in the U.S. are doing jobs that other Americans won't do. Thousands are essential workers, many of them on the front lines fighting COVID.
In the D.C. area, 20% of all construction workers are TPS recipients. And these are numbers that construction companies give me. They have been loyal employees that are a key to their success. So they have been sort of in this temporary status now for close to 20 years. I think they've paid their dues.
The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says legalizing more non-citizens would expand the economy and boost tax revenue. One recent study of other countries that legalized undocumented workers found it could increase costs for some employers and in turn mean fewer jobs overall. Still, more than 130 major American faith groups and businesses, including Apple, Walmart, and Verizon, have thrown their support behind a legalization plan.
To achieve comprehensive immigration reform.
10 years ago, President Obama's major push for immigration reform and a path for citizenship failed to pass in Congress. He was criticized for not fighting hard enough and leaving office without a deal.
Trying hard, it's not enough. You know, we have been out there saying all or nothing, and we usually end up with nothing.
Teresa Romero, the first woman to lead the nation's first and largest union of farm workers, says Biden now faces enormous pressure to deliver, even if it's only piecemeal.
We need to show our community that we are moving forward, that it's not going to be like what happened in 2013. I do believe he's going to fight for it.
Romero sees a symbol of Biden's commitment front and center in the Oval Office. There, behind the resolute desk, a bronze bust of civil rights leader and farm workers organizer Cesar Chavez.
Having him there representing the immigrant community, the Hispanic community, is just amazing.
A historic icon watching over Biden as millions of immigrant families like Rosabel Flores Arbaiza watch him closely from afar.
And now you say you're watching.
Yes.
Joe Biden.
We hope.
You hope.
For changes.
Do you trust him? Do you think he'll be able to bring change?
After all these 4 years, you know, you have to have something in your mind to be different. So I think maybe I pray God every night not to be wrong, to see changes. And I think he will do it.
For ABC News Live, I'm Devin Dwyer in Washington.
So many hopeful for change. Our thanks to Devin for that. Today, President Joe Biden signed 3 executive orders aimed at dealing with some of our nation's immigration issues. The first order would focus on creating a task force that would prioritize reuniting families that were separated under Trump's zero-tolerance policy. The second would focus on addressing the root causes for migration from Central America and reviewing the Migrant Protocols Program, commonly known as the Remain in Mexico policy, under which asylum seekers are forced to wait in Mexico until their cases are heard. And lastly, the third order would call for a review of the public charge order, which was used to limit the amount of low-income immigrants coming into the U.S. Joining us now to give us a little more context on the orders and how exactly they'll be tackled is White House Deputy Communications Director Pili Tobar. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start out with the Family Reunification Task Force. Who is going to be part of this task force, and what will be their first course of action?
So the task force is going to be housed at the Department of Homeland Security, and it will be headed by Ali Mayorkas, who was just confirmed by the Senate as the Secretary of DHS. And it will be composed mainly by administration officials from different agencies. So it will be an intergovernmental agency that will be tasked with not just reuniting the kids who we already know are separated from their parents, but also finding any other kids out there who we may not be aware of that still are separated and that were separated under the previous administration.
The administration plans to step up efforts to find families that are still separated, but does it also have a plan to help families pulled apart during the Trump administration who have since been reunited, whether they're in the U.S. or abroad?
Yes, we plan to look at all of this, right? Work with stakeholders, talk to some of the families who have already been reunited and try to understand their circumstances and what their needs are at this point. And this is an overall comprehensive review of what the situation was and what it is that this administration can do going forward for these families, both for those who have been reunited as those who are still apart. So this task force will make recommendations that will go directly to the president, who will then work with the rest of the administration to figure out what are the steps that we can take to make sure that we are helping these families.
Currently, there are more than 1,000 migrants waiting in Mexico while their U.S. asylum claims are processed because of the Trump administration's migrant protection protocols. Will the Biden administration expedite these asylum claims? And if so, what resources are being dedicated to this effort?
Look, we plan to restore humanity, justice, and order to the asylum process. That is one of our #1 priorities, and that is our plan. I think what we've asked at this point is for the Secretary of DHS to review the MPP program and to also report back to the administration on what are the things that need to happen there. We fully recognize that there are things that we wish we could do immediately, and that there are a lot of families and people suffering who are in Mexico because of this program. And we want to make sure that we do everything in our power as soon as possible to be able to help people and to open up these asylum applications, and we will be doing these things. But we need to make sure that we are doing things in an orderly manner and allowing for the proper reviews to happen in order for us to take those actions.
Lastly, unrelated to today's executive orders, but relevant to the topic of immigration, President Biden has halted the construction of the border wall. But according to the Associated Press, there's still about $4 billion worth of signed contracts left for it. Has the administration made a decision yet on what they will do with these contracts, and will construction of the wall eventually continue?
So no, the wall will not continue to be built. That is something we said from the campaign. I think we've made clear in the first couple of weeks. We do not believe that that was an effective way to handle the southern border. On the contrary, and the reforms that we are looking for and the things that we are calling for involve working with our partners in Central America to make sure that we're addressing the root causes of migration, putting back in place programs like the Central America minor program that reunited minors from Central America with their parents who were lawfully in the U.S. Things along those lines that actually will make sense in terms of having an orderly and effective process and making sure that our borders are safe and secure in a smart manner. The wall does not fit within that, and we'll be reviewing what those contracts look like and what will happen with that money.
White House Deputy Communications Director Pili Tobar, thank you so much for your time tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Millions are still digging out after that powerful and deadly nor'easter. Some areas got an entire winter's worth of snow in just hours. It was New York City's biggest storm in 5 years, and it slowed those critical vaccination efforts here to a standstill for the second straight day. Our senior meteorologist, Rob Marciano, has the latest.
Tonight, that powerful and record-breaking nor'easter lashing coastal New England with howling wind and crashing waves. After bringing an entire season's worth of snow to some spots in just hours. In New York City, the most snow in 5 years. COVID vaccination efforts there brought to a standstill for a second day.
Most sites are not open today. They'll be back strong tomorrow, and we'll be able to catch up on appointments quickly.
New Hampshire and New Jersey closing all vaccination sites statewide.
This mall in New Jersey is a vaccination mega site, and over the last 2 days, they've had to postpone over 2,000 appointments. And with the potential of 2 more storms coming, it's going to be difficult for them to get back on track.
To ship vaccines, planes need to fly. Gio Benitez is at Newark Airport.
Vaccine deliveries were very likely affected. UPS tells us that the storm did impact cargo flights. Now UPS and FedEx both say that meteorologists are helping reroute deliveries.
And tragic news out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Police say 67-year-old Patricia Becker was found dead in the snow. She reportedly suffered from Alzheimer's. But in Norwich, Connecticut, a moment to celebrate. Baby Molly Joyce Vakina, born Monday in the front seat of her parents' car outside a hospital emergency room after the snow slowed their trip to get there.
Rob Marciano joins us now, tracking a dual threat, a frigid Arctic blast, and now another potential major snowstorm, Rob?
Lindsay, at least for the chance for that, and regardless of what comes in the next week, piles of snow like the one behind me are going to be here till spring, and then some. All right, next storm up is hitting the Pacific Northwest right now, Seattle, Portland, in through San Francisco with rain and mountain snow that goes across the northern Rockies, gets into the Midwest, cities of Omaha, Chicago, Minneapolis. Thursday, mostly snow there, rain to the south, and then gets over the Appalachians and onto the East Coast. By Friday, this will be snow and then turning to rain briefly. This is a quick mover, so it's not going to put a huge dent in the snow that we have seen fall, and then there's potential for another nor'easter to develop on Super Bowl Sunday. We'll be tracking that one closely.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Rob Marciano, our thanks to you. And when we come back, 2 special agents killed, 3 others wounded while executing a search warrant for crimes against children. The massive fireball on a test flight for a spacecraft being designed to travel to Mars. But up next, he turned an online bookstore into an empire, becoming the richest man in the world. But Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos has now announced he's stepping down. Why?
I know what happened, and I'm not guilty.
Why the fascination with criminal trials? Figure out what's really out there.
She revealed she had murdered his family.
I know in my heart they did this.
It's the time of suspicion.
The ending's really tough.
You don't know whether truth is going to be difficult to find unless you try to find it.
The reality is our country can collapse from within.
You see the white power movement on the march. Klansmen and neo-Nazis, skinheads, it's meant to incite war.
From the KKK to Oklahoma City to Charlottesville, the new documentary event special.
We just need to start talking about race.
Homegrown Hate, the war among us.
This is a real wake-up call.
Streaming now on ABC News Live.
We will guide you through it all tonight. We have made it through another week together.
Big hug,
We tell all our patients how much they are loved. We hold their hands.
David, we're showing our love and support for all the ICU staff.
They're the heroes in this.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
Seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America in the afternoon?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Lunchtime at 1 Eastern, 12 Central and Pacific on ABC. It's all about you.
There's nobody that has not been touched by this pandemic.
It's tough right now because, we're struggling.
We have serious demand issues. For the first time ever, we have to have each other's backs.
I see color. Here we go.
We're all in this together, and we have to make this work.
Well done, Spurs. This is all we got.
Wicked Tuna, new season Sunday, February 21st at 9 on National Geographic.
Welcome back, everyone. Now to the surprise announcement by Jeff Bezos, the groundbreaking founder and CEO of Amazon, the company that's upended retail as we know it. He's now stepping down from the top post. Here's ABC's Rebecca Jarvis.
Tonight, Jeff Bezos, founder of one of the most powerful companies in the world, is stepping down. The man who started Amazon in 1994, building it from an online bookstore into a global giant worth more than $1.6 trillion, changing the way we shop, stream, and get our deliveries, writing in a letter to employees that 27 years ago, when Amazon was just an idea without a name, the question I was asked most frequently at the time was, what's the internet?
and I picked books as the first best product to sell online.
The idea for Amazon has made Bezos one of the wealthiest people on the planet, worth an estimated $196.4 billion. There are now more than 150 million Prime members and more than 1 million Amazon employees, 400,000 who joined the company just last year in the pandemic as business boomed. Competition from the retail giant squeezing small brick-and-mortar businesses for years. Bezos now passing the baton to longtime Amazon employee Andy Jassy, known for building Amazon Web Services.
And we're joined now by Rebecca Jarvis. So, Rebecca, do we know why Bezos made this decision and what he might do next?
Well, Lindsay, officially, he says the job of CEO of Amazon, and he wrote this in a note to employees today, is an all-consuming one. He wants to spend more time on developing new products, his philanthropy, space travel, and the Washington Post. He has a very, very full plate. Now, unofficially, he will be staying on still as executive chair, but unofficially, you can think about the fact that Amazon is in a very different position today than it was 27 years ago. It is a giant company. It is facing giant questions from regulators, from politicians, and that certainly is a task that takes a lot of time and energy out of a CEO, and certainly where he is leaving on top, the company worth more than $1.6 trillion, the company that he built many years ago, Lindsay.
And how much of a transformative figure would you say that he is, and what could his departure from this position mean for the company?
Well, he's transformed everything, the way we shop, the way we expect deliveries in a matter of minutes in some cases. He's transformed the way that we stream content and come to expect everything after one click to be delivered to our homes. The reality is that the person who is now taking over for him, Andy Jassy, has been at his side for many years as well, with the company for 25 years. He's the person who built Amazon Web Services, which takes up the biggest chunk. It accounts for the biggest chunk of Amazon's profits. So you can imagine that there will be much of a carrying the torch here, somebody who knows the company culture. But in the world of folklore, in the world of who the CEO is, who the founder is, these origin stories, the departure of that founder CEO has to change on some level the fabric of the company. Of course, this is a company now, Lindsay, that is in very good shape, that is booming on all cylinders, and has in part the pandemic to thank for that, as more and more Americans have turned to Amazon as their place to shop when they are stuck at home. Lindsay?
Right, it's only growing. All right, Rebecca Jarvis, our thanks to you. Still ahead here on Prime, Putin's revenge. His fiercest critic jailed and immediately lashing out, saying that he's being punished simply for surviving a poison attack. What's next in this growing opposition movement? How much could Pfizer earn from a COVID vaccine? We take a look by the numbers. But first, our tweet of the day. Former presidential candidate and New York City mayoral hopeful Andrew Yang tested positive for COVID, and while quarantining, weighed in on the Bezos news.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live, the 24/7 streaming news source, ABC News. Wow. Breaking news, live events as they happen, streaming live, non-stop, straight to you. Original, on the edge, breakthrough storytelling. From ABC News, National Geographic, ESPN, all designed differently for you to stream straight to any screen whenever you want, free. And imagine the most celebrated, epic live events and moments, all playing out right before your eyes.
See those flames behind me?
And go deeper inside the groundbreaking exclusives from the campaign trail only ABC News gets. Watch ABC News Live right now and anytime. Streaming on Roku, Hulu, Facebook, and abcnews.com.
ABC News Live. Streaming everywhere, right to you.
ABC News Live.
We will guide you through it all tonight. We have made it through another week together.
Give me a big hug, Richard.
We tell all our patients how much they're loved. We hold their hands.
David, we're showing our love and support for all the ICU staff.
They're the heroes in this.
Now, when it matters most, the straightforward facts. ABC News is America's #1 news. #1 in the morning, #1 in the evening, with America's most watched newscast. #1 in late night versus the competition. The #1 news magazine on Friday nights. #1 in politics across this historic election versus the competition. The #1 daytime talk show. And #1 in streaming news. ABC News is America's #1 news.
The world may feel out of your control, but your happiness doesn't have to be. Learn the secrets to happiness. Listen to the 10% Happier podcast, free on Apple Podcasts.
ABC News honored winner for the second straight year with the Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television. ABC News, America's #1 news source.
This is GMA3, what you need to know. GMA3.
A third hour of Good Morning America in the afternoon.
It's all about you. Lunchtime on ABC.
Welcome back, everyone. And now to the news from Pfizer, the first drug maker, along with its partner BioNTech, to receive U.S. authorization for a COVID-19 vaccine. Here's what's next by the numbers. $15 billion. That's the revenue that Pfizer says it expects from its COVID-19 vaccine in 2021 based on existing contracts. And that's likely an underestimate because the company now says that it can produce 2 billion vaccine doses this year, far above what's been contracted. That includes 200 million doses that Pfizer promises for the U.S. by the end of May. $154 million was Pfizer's revenue from the COVID-19 vaccine in 2020. That was just the early days of the rollout. Pfizer accepted zero federal government money to develop and manufacture its COVID vaccine, but it did enter a multi-billion-dollar advance purchase deal with the Trump administration's Operation Warp Speed. And finally, to put the $15 billion of revenue into perspective, Pfizer pulled in $6.5 billion from all of its vaccines in 2020. So they're expected to more than triple those earnings in 2021. And of course, Pfizer and BioNTech developed this highly effective vaccine in less than a year, a feat that some expected could take as long as a decade. And we still have lots to get to here on Prime tonight. The massive show of force after 2 FBI agents were killed while executing a warrant for crimes against children, and celebrating the life of Emmy and Tony winner Hal Holbrook. Fun fact, one of his roles spanned 6 decades. But first, a look at our top trending stories on abcnews.com.
Is our country can collapse from within.
You see the white power movement on the march. Klansmen and neo-Nazis, skinheads, it's meant to incite war.
From the KKK to Oklahoma City to Charlottesville, the new documentary event special.
We just need to start talking about race.
Homegrown hate, the war among us.
This is a real wake-up call.
Streaming now on ABC News Live.
We will guide you through it all tonight. We have made it through another week together.
Give me a big hug, Griffin.
We tell all our patients how much they're loved. We hold their hands.
David, we're showing our love and support for all the ICU staff.
They're the heroes in this.
There's nobody that has not been touched by this pandemic.
It's tough right now because, we're struggling.
We have serious demand issues. For the first time ever, we have to have each other's backs.
I see color. Here we go.
We're all in this together, and we have to make this work.
Well done, Spurs. This is all we got.
Wicked Tuna. New season Sunday, February 21st at 9 on National Geographic.
Now, when it matters most, the straightforward facts. ABC News is America's #1 news. #1 in the morning, #1 in the evening, with America's most watched newscast. #1 in late night versus the competition. The #1 news magazine on Friday nights. #1 in politics across this historic election versus the competition. The #1 daytime talk show. And #1 in streaming news. ABC News is America's #1 news.
most powerful stories of our time, anytime. Nightline.
Friday nights, 9/8 Central. True crime, cinematic, real-life drama, stunning, the unthinkable. Follow the clues. The Hunt. True crime. 2020. Friday nights, 9/8 Central on ABC.
A push tonight to get vaccines to hard-hit communities. The White House announcing shipments of vaccines will begin going straight to select pharmacies starting next week.
This pharmacy program will expand access at neighborhoods across the country so you can make an appointment and get your shot conveniently and quickly.
The UK variant found in 32 states, the South Africa variant accounting for cases in 2 states, and the Brazilian variant in 1. South Africa now struggling with yet another mutation that's reinfecting people who already contracted the virus. Dr. Anthony Fauci telling the Washington Post vaccinations need to be happening faster and drug makers should be prepared to upgrade vaccines if necessary.
It is concerning because it much more evades the protective effect of antibodies that are induced by the vaccine. Not enough to make the vaccines not effective, but it makes them less effective.
The U.S. is seeing a 40% drop in cases, with almost 8% of the population vaccinated, but deaths are still high.
If we'd had that vaccination, just 4 or 6 weeks earlier, they would probably still be here with us.
I thought I was going to die.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez detailing her experiences in the Capitol Hill attack.
And I'm fully expecting one of these insurrectionists to turn the corner with a gun.
After running to another building, she found Congresswoman Katie Porter. The two barricaded themselves in her office along with members of their staff for hours.
And I didn't feel like I was okay or secure in any way at any point.
Ocasio-Cortez comparing that day to another past trauma, revealing she is also a survivor of sexual assault.
And I haven't told many people that in my life. But when we go through trauma compounds on each other.
And Ocasio-Cortez says she's opening up now, saying this is about accountability, saying it's not about revenge, but about creating a safe environment. Senator Elizabeth Warren wants answers. In a letter to Robinhood's co-founder, the Democrat from Massachusetts asked why the investing app suddenly restricted its users from trading stocks of GameStop and other red-hot stocks. The abrupt restrictions on GameStop trades came at the height of the stock's meteoric rise, brought about by amateur traders, losing hedge funds billions in the process. Warren called Robinhood's move troubling and demands the app reveal its relationship with large financial firms. Robinhood insists Wall Street investors never pressured the company to restrict its trades. GameStop stock has since plummeted. An explosive setback for SpaceX. Today's Starship test flight ended with a massive fireball on the landing pad in Boca Chica, Texas. The Starcraft climbed to 6 miles above the Earth, then tipping onto its side during its descent, hitting the ground at an angle. One engine appeared to fail. Elon Musk hopes to one day send the spacecraft on a mission to Mars.
Actor Hal Holbrook has died. He was known for his role on Designing Women and playing a lawyer in the Tom Cruise movie The Firm. Holbrook was best known for his many performances as Mark Twain on stage and on television. He won a Tony in 1966 for playing the writer on Broadway. Hal Holbrook was 95.
A tragic day in Florida after 2 FBI agents were gunned down while serving a search warrant for violent crimes against children. The incident happened just an hour north of Miami in the city of Sunrise. Victor Kendo is there and brings us this latest on this deadly day.
Tonight, in one of the deadliest shootings in FBI history, 2 agents killed and another 3 injured. The FBI now mourning the loss of Special Agents Daniel Alfin and Laura Schwarzenberger.
Do not fire towards the front porch. We're going to be moving up. Do not fire towards the front porch.
According to authorities, federal agents were serving a search warrant early this morning in Sunrise, Florida. They knocked to announce their presence, and when there was no answer, reached the door, immediately coming under rifle fire.
We're inside the development, and we're still working our way up. We're going to extract the ground officers.
Authorities say the suspected gunman was being looked into as part of a child pornography investigation. SWAT teams rushing to the scene, an armored vehicle crashing through those gates, a pool of blood in the corner of the screen. This man saying the shots woke him up.
At least 20 rounds, continuous. Bam, 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 bam.
And that woke you up this morning?
First thing this morning, 5:30.
Officials say the suspect died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. One of the deceased agents honored with a solemn procession. Officials saluting the flag-draped gurney.
They were valuable members of the FBI and will forever be heroes.
President Biden tonight sending his condolences.
Put their lives on the line, and it's a hell of a price to pay.
Our sources tell us there is no such thing as executing a safe warrant, that when you enter a home, a hallway can create a bottleneck, and law enforcement describes that as a fatal tunnel. The FBI is now conducting an internal investigation to see if there was a rush to stop this ongoing abuse of children. Lindsay?
Victor, our thanks to you. And tonight, Vladimir Putin's fiercest critic, the man who blamed the Kremlin for trying to poison him, yet still decided to fly back to Russia, is facing jail time. Hundreds of protesters have been detained. Patrick Revel has more.
Flashes of anger in Moscow tonight after a court sent Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny to a prison camp for 2 years and 8 months. In a show of affection before he was led away, Navalny making a heart with his hands for his wife. But in the city center, an iron grip. Riot police coming out in overwhelming force, ready to snuff out any protests. Alexei Navalny seen in a glass cage earlier today, awaiting the judge to announce his fate. Navalny was ordered to jail tonight for violating the terms of his probation from an old 2014 sentence, one that was already found to be unjust by the European Court of Human Rights. Prison officials claiming he had violated parole by failing to check in with them on multiple occasions last year, including while he was in Germany, even though he was there because he was recovering from the nerve agent poisoning that nearly killed him 6 months ago. Outside, authorities sealing off the court with lines of riot police, detaining over 200 people who tried to approach. Between the protests tonight, over 1,000 detained across Russia.
In Russia, people, they cannot say anything, so they're not free.
In court, Navalny telling the judge his detention was because of Putin's fear and hatred. The opposition leader returned to Russia 2 weeks ago, for the first time since he was nearly killed. Upon his arrival in Moscow, he was met with handcuffs. His arrest triggered nationwide protests for the second weekend in a row, from St. Petersburg to Russia's Far East. People defying the Kremlin to come out on Sunday, but met by an extraordinary clampdown from police as authorities tried to smother the protests. Batons in hand, riot police sweeping up protesters. Across the country, 5,400 people were detained, the most ever during protests under Putin. This man in Moscow tasered and dragged away.
I'm here to defend freedom of speech in Russia and against the lawlessness that is being perpetuated. I'm willing to go up to a police officer to ask them, who are they for, and why are they violating the oath that they gave? They should be for the people of Russia, not for the thieves.
Navalny has been jailed briefly many times before, but never for a lengthy period. Tonight's court decision triggered an immediate condemnation from European countries and the United States. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken calling for Russia to release Navalny immediately. But in Moscow, for tonight at least, protests were small. Navalny in court calling on people not to be afraid, but it's unclear for now how many heard him. Patrick Revel for ABC News Live.
Our thanks to Patrick for that. And when we come back, honoring a man whose simple birthday wish was to help others, and in doing so, he inspired the world. How Captain Tom wanted to be remembered.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live, the 24/7 streaming news source from ABC News. Breaking news, live events, streaming nonstop. Original breakthrough storytelling from ABC News, National Geographic, ESPN, and it's all designed differently for you to stream straight to any screen whenever you want.
ABC News Live.
Streaming everywhere, right to you.
ABC News Live. It's that easy to go there.
We will guide you through it all tonight. We have made it through another week together.
Big hug,
We tell all our patients how much they're loved. We hold their hands.
David, we're showing our love and support for all the ICU staff.
They're the heroes in this.
She wanted to be a star. She wanted to be a mother. And Danny Lynn is her legacy.
And to be really honest, I didn't know a whole lot about Anna, her early years. I thought, why not go back to Anna's beginnings?
You don't own me. I'm not your private. What happens when her family goes in search for Anna, her possessions, her secrets, and
why no one called 911 sooner is never fully answered.
When the autopsy is released, it is shocking.
The 2020 event special, Friday on ABC.
The most powerful stories of our time, anytime. Nightline.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America in the afternoon?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Lunchtime at 1 Eastern, 12 Central and Pacific on ABC. It's all about you.
What kind of music do you want to make, Miss Franklin?
I want to make hits. I'm moving things forward for myself.
He's dragging you down.
You need me, Ree?
Hell, I do.
Go get your respect.
The world may feel out of your control, but your happiness doesn't have to be. Learn the secrets to happiness. Listen to the 10% Happier podcast, free on Apple Podcasts.
With today's extraordinary news cycle,
now is the perfect time for ABC News Live.
Tonight, we remember Captain Tom Moore. To many, he was simply known as Tommy. He passed away today at 100 years old. His final birthday wish sparked a movement. Our Maggie Ruley has more.
Sir Thomas More walked into a nation and the world's heart during a dark time when we needed his joy the most. His goal, to walk 100 times around his garden before his 100th birthday and to raise about $1,000 for essential workers.
It's a lovely morning. I feel fine.
$45 million later, he has raised so much more than just money.
It's unbelievable that people will be so kind.
A song about him hitting #1 on the UK charts.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high.
His image with that now iconic walker lighting up the sky on New Year's Eve. And after hitting those 100 laps, his 100th birthday, a card from the Queen and more than 120,000 others from around the world. And then weeks later, this moment, Moore standing before Her Majesty. As the World War II veteran, affectionately called Captain Tom, is given something of a promotion.
I'm still Tom Moore. I mean, Sir Thomas sounds very nice. Inside I haven't changed. Nothing's changed inside.
Moore, ultimately dying of complications from COVID-19, leaves us with these parting words from his recently released autobiography, Tomorrow Will Be a Good Day. He writes, "Life is to be lived, and I've always believed that age is no barrier to living it."
Things that will get better, and if you had a bad patch, don't worry, it'll go away, and it always has done.
Maggie Ruley, ABC News, London.
Life is to be lived, and he lived it well. Our thanks to Maggie. And now to an incredible reunion after a harrowing ordeal. Kelsey Townsend from Poynette, Wisconsin, was 39 weeks pregnant when she was diagnosed with COVID and hospitalized, placed in a medically induced coma. She gave birth to her baby girl, Lucy, while still in a coma, and thankfully Lucy was okay. But Kelsey would spend 75 days on a ventilator. The hospital documented her entire journey. For months while she recovered, she was not able to be in the same room as her family, never even holding her own baby. Here's Kelsey now, strong enough to leave the hospital and waiting outside. Her husband, Derek, hugging her for the first time in 3 months, waving goodbye to the team, and then back at home, holding her baby, Lucy, for the first time.
I know. Are you hungry? I'm so grateful to be alive and well and home, holding my baby Lucy, and be with our other children, Peyton, Bo, and Faith. We hope the Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. Before we go tonight, our image of the day. A socially distant snowman, complete with the essential carrot nose, decked out with shades, and following the pandemic protocol, of course, wearing a mask. That is our show for this hour. Be sure to stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us, and good night.